For those of you who are new to Riverside, who are just learning about it like I am, you are in for a real big treat tonight.
My name is Hagit. I'm here to tell my story, my family story. The first months were so easy. Newborns have such simple needs. Food, sleep, diaper change, food, sleep, diaper change, same cycle, again and again and again, ×2. And then you start feeling like you've been doing it for a long time and something should have changed, but nothing really has. I was lost. And who do you turn to when you're lost? Google. A couple clicks, and I soon discovered terms like gross motor skills, developmental milestones, then developmental delays. And then I learned another term, early intervention. We started with Libby, who showed more pronounced delays, evaluations and assessments and more home visits, and we had a service plan in place. With a soft voice and skilled hands, Kathleen taught Libby how to crawl. All she did was to place Libby's body over my extended legs and prompt her gently to take a step, and my baby girl was crawling, then standing. As Libby was making progress and advancing her skills, Omri started losing his. The few words he had disappeared. His fists seemed to always be locked around some object, and the independent steps he was finally taking were done in circles. My happy, smiley boy, my bubbly, energetic little man became mute, uncommunicative, withdrawn. But this time, I didn't need Google. This time, I had an early intervention specialist in my home. Within a few weeks, our house became a train station, but with the most valuable of passengers, a social worker, an occupational therapist, a speech and language pathologist, a developmental specialist, a behavioral specialist, a nutritionist, and a physical therapist were all coming to see both my kids at least once a week. And they were working together, and they were all aboard, and they were all with us, racing against the clock. Shannon would bring creative art projects to do with Libby while encouraging her to speak and model appropriate social language for her, or sometimes just have a little picnic on the stairs and chat about the book they just read together. Omri would sit in her lap, and she would be as animated as one can be while reading a book in a constant effort to grab his attention and maintain it. Jean would come up with new ideas every week on how to keep the kids engaged and encourage them to communicate, whether by taking them into the playground or enlisting her son to play with the kids because she thought they'd respond better to him, as they did. And Leah and Georgia, who would stop at nothing to get the kids to produce sounds, connect, talk, and Jen, who would turn our front yard into an obstacle course and work with Libby for 8 months with endless persistence before she jumped for the first time, and ride a tricycle. And Ryan, who brought his guitar, his silliness, and his endless energy, with which he brought back Omri's sounds and smiles and Libby's confidence and joy. Riverside Early Intervention had been in our lives for almost 2 years. That was 3 years ago. Today, both kids have just started first grade at a regular elementary school. My Omri, with an aid and a support system that's built on the plan Riverside Early Intervention helped create, spends most of the time in the classroom with his typical peers, follows the class routines, and always greets his teachers and friends with a huge smile. And Libby, this year, at the age of 6, for the first time since she was 13 months old, was denied special services and deemed typical. So this is me, and this is us, and this is our story. And I hope you'd all agree that this is not a sob story. This is a winning story. And I hope you all realize that the people who put the winning in our story, the people who were the first ones to support us, to help us, to educate us, and to turn the corner for us, were the people of Riverside Early Intervention.